let's be honest, I cover a lot of really interesting issues here on YouTube, a lot of different articles, and of course some in-depth studies of individual business activities in the entertainment sphere. And that's fine. But sometimes I come across an article that I almost can't believe exists, and this is one of those times. And the reason that the Book of Boba Fett is not great is, well, because he needs some spicy time. At least that's what Decider seems to think. Don't believe me? Here we go. Decider is an interesting online mag. Well, I mean, for some people, I normally don't come across these articles, but in the course of my searches and some suggestions from, people on different platforms, this thing came across my timeline. And so I had to share it with you. I'm not really sure that it should be shared, but hey, let's give it a try and see if I can stay monetized. From the article, Megan O'Keefe writes the following. After watching the first 3 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, I've begun to think that Boba Fett, Tamura Morrison, has a serious problem that he's not addressing. No, it's not the fact that he seems unable to wrest control of the Mos Espa criminal underworld away from crooked politicians, Hutts, and the Pike Syndicate, though that obviously is a problem. I'm also not even perturbed by the man's obsessive need to submerge himself in the healing chokehold of his precious Bacta tank. Boba Fett's been through a lot, and he deserves some rest and relaxation. What I'm concerned about is Boba Fett's spicy life. The man is, to paraphrase Clueless's Cher Horowitz, in need of a good, healthy boink fest. He's been lumbering through his own show, impassively frowning at life and flailing around in battle. I think Boba Fett needs something to turn his frown upside down. He needs a jolt of pep in his step. He needs to get spicy. Never before have I watched a fictional character in such desperate need of the release that spicy brings. I believe that if Boba Fett has spicy in the Book of Boba Fett, he will not only get his mojo back, but find the vim he needs to topple the Pike Syndicate once and for all. Wow. These are the people that influence things. I'll keep going. Look, I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. Star Wars needs more spicy. It needs a jolt of romance, a hint of human intimacy. For a galaxy full of alien life, vibrant cultures, and loads of Force users, the Star Wars franchise is bizarrely a spicial. I have to be careful. What's worse is this wasn't always the case. Han Solo and Princess Leia's early scenes came with the scintillating wordplay and the sensual charge of a classic Hepburn Tracy flick. I agree with that. Jabba the Hutt liked his dancing girls, preferably in metal bikinis. Boba Fett, literally the leading man we're talking about here, openly flirted with alien babes in Jabba's palace. Now, Boba Fett is a pale, scarred shadow of his former self, but that shouldn't affect his capacity for romance. In fact, I would say it's proof the man needs to get back in the game. Spicy. This is what it boils down to now with some of the crowd out there that, supports these kinds of programs. And again, maybe that would help. Maybe it would make the character more interesting if they had some more spicy in their life, right? Some spicy. But at the same time, it reeks of fan fiction and YA, which, I don't know, maybe that is the audience that Disney is shooting for here. It's quite possible. Now Decider, or at least Megan here from Decider, goes on to ask the most important question. Who should Boba Fett hook up with? What is the dating scene like on Tatooine? Sophie Thatcher's Drash is way too young, and also his subordinate, so that's a no-go. Ming-Na Wen's Fennec Shand could make for a far more age-appropriate partner. After all, Wen is 58 in real life and Morrison 61. Again, there is an issue of power dynamics. Fennec Shand is arguably also Boba Fett's employee, though it often seems like he should be maybe work for her. I think that was the whole point. So again, awkward. Jennifer Beals is playing the beautiful Twi'lek club owner on the Book of Boba Fett. Perhaps the show is setting up an interspecies tryst. After all, if there's one thing we know about Fett's taste in women, is that he's not afraid to probe for love outside of his species. Unfortunately, there is still an argument to be made that it would be inappropriate for a Daimyo to bed one of the slippery aliens doing business for him. But last time I checked, there's no version of Ronan Farrow doing investigative journalism on Tatooine. Wow, I could read on, but let me tell you this much. I don't think this show would be solved with some spicy. I think good writing and execution should have been the focus of this show from the very beginning. I think that after my 3 episodes, of which I give everything a fair shot, I'm done. I'm done with the show. Even if they spun up the spicy, I don't think they could bring me back. And I don't think they hired an intimacy coordinator for Book of Boba Fett. Anyway, the more important question is, what do you think? Do you think that adding the spicy would actually help this show? Do you think that that's an interesting avenue that we've largely abandoned in all of these Disney minus shows, all of these Star Wars Disney minus properties? There's an argument to be made for that. I mean, again, as is properly pointed out by the author, there's been romance in Star Wars before. Even effective romance and some very strange stuff early on, but full of explanations. And those tensions did drive the story forward, so to speak. I have to say, if it doesn't look like YA and it was actually something that was more suggestive than it was plainly obvious, I think that some fans would fall for it. But again, I put that question to you. Finally, are you still watching this show? If you are, let me know why. I still, like I said, after 3 episodes, did not find redeeming value. I dipped a little later into the 4th episode and still didn't see anything that, told me this was going to get better, leaving only 3 episodes left for it to have, gotten to the point. We'll see. I mean, by the time you see this, the 5th episode will have aired, and maybe it made a turnaround. Who knows? Anyway, I'm interested in those answers, so if you use the comment section down below, that would be awesome. We can exchange ideas when it comes to the spicy for Boba Fett. Other than that, please support other independent creators here on the platform. Even if they're still reviewing Book of Boba Fett, they definitely need your support, and probably after reviewing the Book of Boba Fett, I would imagine they do need your support, so do help them out by subscribing, sharing their videos around, making sure to, like, and of course comment. Comments are important because they help drive engagement, which drives the algorithm. That's key. And I'll end this video the same way I always do. Spicy! Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Spicy!
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
Spicy!